But, another thing about government where it's so different from the private sector is in the private sector, success is rewarded and failure is punished. It's the exact opposite in the government, right? Because in the private sector, if I go out and start a business and I succeed, I try to anticipate the desires of Americans, and I come up with a product that I think people will value and that they'll want to buy. Now, if my intuition is correct, if I really did find a way of adding value to people's lives, of improving their lives, then my products are going to sell. And they're going to sell for more than it cost me to produce them. I would have created value. I will have combined resources in a way that increased the well-being of society as measured by people's willingness to voluntarily give me their money for my products that they value more than the money that they have. And I would get rich. And as I started making money, because I was right, I would expand, I would grow, I would hire more people, I would sell more stuff, my riches would expand, and so success is rewarded. On the other hand, if I came up with a product that nobody wanted, like some kind of an Edsel, right? If I came up with something, I was wrong, I misjudged what people were going to want, I produced something that didn't have value, then I wouldn't make a profit. My business wouldn't expand. In fact, my business would go bankrupt. So the market punishes you when you're wrong and rewards you when you're right. And because you're being rewarded, you expand. So we get more of what works in a free market and we get less of what doesn't work. Now, what happens in government? Let's say the government creates a program, an agency, let's say to fight poverty. And let's say it was a success, and there was no more poverty. Well, then they would have no need for the agency, so they would eliminate it. So the successful agency gets eliminated because it solves the problem, and now it's no longer needed. So but once you create a government agency, that's not what they want. They want to grow. They want to get bigger. So if you're a government agency and your mission is to fight poverty, how do you get bigger? Well, you make sure that the problem you're fighting gets bigger. So if the government has an agency to create poverty and the result is more poverty, now the agency gets bigger. It can point to the growing problem and say we need more resources. We need more people. We need to have a bigger department. And so the more they fail, the more they succeed. The more their efforts increase what they're trying to fight, the more the rewards. Now it's a bigger agency with more resources and more clout. So government has a vested interest to fail in anything it does. And they get rewarded for failure and they get punished for success. So given that dichotomy, where in government we reward failure and punish success, and in the free market we punish failure and reward success, why would you want to continually divert resources away from the free market to government? Because that's what Keynesianism is all about. It's about taking resources that otherwise would have been in private hands and diverted them to public sector, to government use, and turning the free market incentives upside down. We have a reverse Darwinism when it comes to the government. It is survival of the least fit. That's not what you want to grow your economy. Imagine how pathetic life would be on this planet if all species evolved or devolved according to government economics.